for this? Okay. It's the descriptor that's on Rate Your Music, so that's what I put up there. So I guess, that's what it is, I guess. Not what it is objectively, it's just what I choose to put up there. Even if it's good to know that it's not very accurate. See discography. Let's have a look at. It's not on Spotify, I think. It's looking like it might not be on Spotify. I'm just checking. Is it on Spotify? Yes, it is on Spotify. Okay, I believe the remix came out after the album. Okay. So should we listen to the album as part of the experience, or should we just leave it alone? Just play the first four. We'll play the first four and we'll say that's the album. Now we're going to listen to the remix. Kill the Noise is a pretty massive artist. KOAN Sound has 133,000 monthly users, and Kill the Noise has 791,000. I know of Kill the Noise. I know of them. But let's listen. Let's read out KOAN Sound Funk Blaster, the Wikipedia for now. KOAN Sound is an English electronic... I'll bring up the big... KOAN Sound is an English electronic music production duo from Bristol, England. The duo consists of Will Weeks and Jim Bastow. The name is taken from the word KOAN, which means Zen Buddhism, a story, a dialogue, question, or statement which is used in Zen practice to provoke the great doubt and to practice or test a student's progress in Zen. I know Kill the Noise too. Yeah. A track from the Max Out EP is titled One Hand Clap, a reference to a well-known koan with the implied answer of silence. They initially gained recognition as dubstep producers with earlier popular tracks including Akira. Some of their many types of music includes glitch hop, neuro hop, and drum and bass. The duo have since released music on various labels including Inspected Records and OWSLA. I know that. I know this one. This is Porter Robinson's one, right? That they were on. Founder Skrillex. Wubba Lubba Dub Dubs. And have worked with a number of other artists, including producer Asa and singer Ed Sheeran. Now, for those who don't know, I'm sorry to anyone who is an Ed Sheeran fan. Ed Sheeran might be one of my least favorite artists of all time in terms of when an Ed Sheeran song comes on, I cringe. I try to bear and get through it. I'm sorry. He's one of the most popular artists in the world, but I really can't get through his song. No, all power to him. But there's been maybe one or two songs and his live performance for Tiny Desk that was bearable. We should listen to it after. There was a collab between them. KOAN Sound in England. That will be quite funny. I agree with that. We'll listen to the Ed Sheeran and KOAN Sound KOAN probably. I think it's KOAN. Because that's the core is with the macron on top is like KOAN. I think that's what it might be. Anyway, KOAN Sound. Let's listen to Funk Blaster. Without further ado, let's go. Yeah. Oh, that was funky. That was really funky. And I mean, I don't know the definitions between bro step and the bass at the beginning, real doing real quick. Yeah, it's got a really funky bass. And I think that what will differentiate it from a lot of the UKF style dubstep songs that I heard back in the day is that the production is much more crisp than your typical, bro step thing that someone would get into on the UKF channel or whatever. They had a lot of cheap FL Studio remixes that were had a lot of reverb and were really messy and yeah, it's definitely not structured like a bro step song, but the bass is there. I'd say just the musicality is much higher in terms of, and the crispness of, how things... So the thing about bro step that I think is there is that the way that it kind of... how it kind of changes really dry sounds and makes it really loud and... how do you describe it? Just in your face and very dry, and then changes it to another sound and then switches it to another sound. That's what I define bro step as, is like a cavalcade of songs coming at you with very low reverb. This album both inspired and made me want to quit producing forever. That's really funny. That's really good. Because it's like wall of sound really in your ears and fills the entire ears. What I like about it also is that it represents a time, it brings back a feeling of like, hey, this is what I like to listen to. It's got that quality about it to me. It's got a sort of nostalgic quality because they don't really make them like this anymore. this is a throwback, this is that era. But yeah, I really liked that. I'd give it a 8.5 out of 10. It was very fun. 8.3 out of 10. And I guess the reason is because yeah, it's just starting out. It's nice. It's a nice one. It's very, very tight. It's very musical and cool. Let's go on to Talkbox. Excellent. Well, that went through many phases, more phases than I thought it would. It wasn't just a typical 4-minute song. That was like 7 minutes long, and it had a lot to it. I think it was very nice. I think it lacked perhaps the immediacy of the original, which I'm thinking is an 8.5 for me. That one was an 8.0. I know it had lots of modes and it was very epic, but it was perhaps a little less impressionable upon me than Funk Blaster. Funk Blaster to me was perhaps one of my favorites so far. Well, we've only had 2 tracks, I'm sorry, but it was my favorite. I really like Talkbox. You really like Talkbox? Excellent. Awesome. It's all electronic music. Yeah, this thing about genre, the way that I like to use it is as descriptors that are debatable, and I don't like to think of genre as set in stone, but it's just a way of communicating things. That's just my opinion about it anyway. But I feel like you know a lot more about the distinctive things that make it neurofunk, neuro hop, more than I do. You know about those terminologies and you've been in there more than I have, so you probably know more about what the community believes and use how it uses neuro hop and neurofunk to determine itself as separate to bro step and all those types of things. So I trust you, Phasmo, in that way. I'm just saying, from what I've heard, it sounds similar in some ways to bro step, just in the way that it kind of glitch. Well, I guess glitch hop is a way to. Glitch hop is more reverbed out, and I've found it's often a little less immediate. But now I'm Pippi, nice. It hits different. Let's go on to the Edge. I really like that one though. I like both of these a lot. Let's go Edge. Yeah, so the drop sounded bro step to me, but it started to sound a little bit two step with the kind of garage influence, the UK garage beat that was coming through, the double, you know, that kind of like, it's hard to explain the beat, a two step garage beat. Let me try and bring one up. Oh, like the Streets. Let me play a little bit of the Streets. Blinded by the Lights, is that a good one? And I'm thinking, oh, this is one of my favorite songs. Jan, what's up?
Brandy or beer? Water's a good idea.
But sometimes they get boom. Oh, Craig David has two-step garage. How are you, Jan? Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to shout out Mandian because they have been streaming and they just got affiliate. Congrats, Jan. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that you're here, and I really want you to just keep streaming and just be awesome. You're great. For example, Craig David does two-step garage. Wait, this one. So that's like the two-step style that I was hearing in the midst of the bro step of the Edge that we were just listening to right now. We're listening to a neuro-hop bro step neuro-funk album, Mandian, an EP. And so far, it's very cool. I think the Edge was my favorite out of the four so far. That's a variation on the Amen break, sort of. The Amen break is boom, boom, cut, boom, cut, boom, boom, cut, boom, cut. But this is boom, cut, boom, cut, boom, boom, like that. It's got a little bit of variation. Of course. Yeah, it's hard to say because the Amen break goes kick and snare and snare and snare. I don't know how to describe it. It's close. Yeah, I will say that. Maybe it did come from it. The Amen break is one of the most used. I'd say it might even be the most used sample of all time. Maybe. I think it might be. It's all close. It is all close. Yeah. That's a drum beat for you. But yeah, I think when you get to a drum beat where there's a snare on the 2 and the 4 and a kick on the 1, you have to make some sort of distinction between... If it has to be an Amen break, it has to be an exact Amen break to me, because otherwise you're saying, well, if you remove a snare, it's pretty close, but when you get down to that level, it has to be almost exactly like an Amen break for me to call it. It might be influenced by Amen break, though. No way it isn't the most used. It might be. Wait, I don't know. Anyway, so the Edge gets an 8.7 from me. I really love that. I really thought that was fantastic. Let's go for the final track of the non-remix portion, Meanwhile in the Future.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I'd consider Talkbox Kill the Noise remix to be part of the album, because that felt like it finished really well. I don't know if a remix by a different artist would really jive well as part of the overall package of the album, because it's likely to sound very different to the rest of it. But hey, that one was like a 0.4 to me. I liked that very much. I know some people probably that's their favorite track. I think so. I think I like the first part and the very funky, ooh, very, very good, very, very good. Meanwhile, in the future, yeah. What would you think, Phasmo? Do you think that Talkbox Kill the Noise remix should be part of the album, or should it just be considered different? Should we play it? Should we watch a little clip of the Funk Blast? Okay, we'll watch a little clip of the Funk Blaster music video. Let's do that. Different, but still good. Oh, so you think we should or shouldn't listen to that last one? Should we just keep it in our mind that that was the entire album? Oh, nice looking. Here's the music video. Very cool visual effects. Let's go into the Ed Sheeran collab. Okay. Look at that monster. So very interesting. I wasn't really imagining this going with the music, but still nice. Look at him go! And then like a more high esteemed director would be able to say, no, I'm not going to put a cash grab Jar Jar into my Star Wars flick. But then if it's your first director film ever, like, put Jar Jar in there, and he does a handstand. Anyway, this was probably when Danielle Hall is more of like a artist who, yeah, so they gave him free will to do something weird with it, which would have been good. This is an official Ed Sheeran remix, and it's very strange.
On a Saturday night in the summer, sundown and they all come out. Lamborghinis and they're renting Hummers. The party's on, so they're heading downtown. Everybody's looking for a come up, and they wanna know what you're about. Me in the middle with the one I love it. We're just trying to figure everything out. We don't fit in well, we are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation. You look stunning, dear, so don't ask that question here. This is my only fear, that we become beautiful people. Beautiful people. This is my only fear.
Wow, yeah, I got carried away there. You can see why they're one of my favorite artists of all time. And just know that all of the irony is on purpose. Yeah. Was that 100 Gex? No. Well, the way that they'd be linked to 100 Gex is because 100 Gex sort of gained some influence from PC Music. And Danielle Hall is a original PC Music member. So PC Music was created by A.G. Cook and included Sophie, but also Danielle Hall is one of the original members of PC Music and produces for Caroline Polachek, among others. Caroline Polachek's album Pang is one of my favorite albums of recent years. I love it to bits. Like 9.5 out of 10 for me. I love it so much. Last 3 minutes of content is going to live in my head rent-free forever. Yeah. But also, I love 100 Gex, so hey. Call me shallow. I enjoy humorous music. When it brings humor into the music and exaggerates it. How many dislikes are there? They don't show. And it's only 9,609 views. This was one they did recently. To give you a concept of how they look when they do their stuff, like this is one of their live shows on the internet. I just love the vibe. Happy hardcore, yeah, married.
Hard bass, hard bass, hard bass.